Geez, it's tough, isn't it, at the moment with the amount of injuries that you've got? How much effect is that having on the morale of the team?
Yeah, it's tough. It's obviously disappointing for the lads who are getting injured. But those lads who are not, who are fit, and we've got to pull closer together, work hard, and go out and perform, and that's the bottom line. Regardless of who's out there with us, sure that who's on one side of us and who's on the other. We're playing for Hull KR and we're in a privileged position. So when we pull the shirt on, we've got a duty to go and perform and give everything we've got. So that doesn't change whoever's in the team.
It must have had an effect, though, these injuries, on what the team can do, because you've lost the last 4 after going on a great run. Has it been a weighing factor in the results?
I'm not sure. I think obviously losing key individuals is never good for any side. So I think our attack's been a bit clunky, but like I said, we're not looking for excuses. I'm certainly not looking for excuses. I think it just puts more. The other players in the team have to step up, and that's what we've been tasked to do. And the people who come in, they're in they're good players. They're good. We've got good players in a good squad. So with every faith, whoever comes into the squad is going to perform. And my job is just remains the same regardless of who's out there.
Yeah, indeed. But continuity of selection. Whenever you look, the sides that are, most successful keep the same personnel, but you're not in that luxurious position at the moment, and it's hard for players who are coming in who haven't been in the side on a regular basis just to come in and fit in. If you're doing that in 1s and 2s, yeah, you can get away with it. But if you're doing that with players that, haven't played that much because the reserves aren't playing every week, must be hard for them.
Yeah, but we can only control what we can control, and we can't control people getting injured and changes to personnel in the week and in the game. So if I sit and worry about who's not playing this week and who's not played last week or who could get injured in this game coming up, then I'm not going to do my job right. So my job doesn't change, and I'm going to go out there on Saturday and give everything I've got for the team and the club and the fans who pay the money to come watch, and give everything we've got and put in a good performance and try and get a win to get us into a semi-final of the Challenge Cup, which is a massive sort of, we're playing in a quarter-final. It's a massive game, and there's a big prize to be won if we win on Saturday. And regardless of who's playing, and I'm not worried about if someone gets injured on Saturday, or I can't control that. So I'm not going to waste any energy thinking about if someone goes down after 10 minutes, what we're going to do or what happens next. That's not my job. I leave coaching staff to worry about that. I'm going to go out and perform and give everything I've got to get us into a semi-final of the Challenge Cup.
How do you view playing Salford?
It's tough. They're a great attacking side. I think they play with some really good shape. They've got 2 very good half-backs and a very good full-back. They're 9 players for England. They're a good side. They've got good players all over the park, good strike centres. They're a tough side, and they're going to come here. And they want to get to a semi-final, so we're going to have to perform, and the best team on the day will win, and they'll be in the semis, and the other one will be out.
Willie Peters has described them on 2 occasions, to me certainly, as a side that are chaotic. And it doesn't mean that in a disrespectful way. It means that in a dynamic way. So how do you try and negate that? How do you stop that being the case?
I think they're very unpredictable, Salford. You really look at the video of them, and they do every shape in the book kind of thing. They throw the ball from sideline to sideline. They ask questions, obviously. You've just got to concentrate while you're defending. You could find yourself on a short side and you think the ball's not going to come, but it'll find you. Could be, you could think they're going to go on the short side, but they'll pass it out to the far winger. So you've just got to concentrate as a defender and do core principles, which is get good line speed, talk to teammate next to you, communicate, identify what's in front of you, and make good decisions, and keep making them and keep making them and keep making them for the full 80 minutes, because they don't go away. And like I said, they're very unpredictable, but that means as a defender, you have to be, you've got to be on and you've got to concentrate, because the ball will find you if you don't, and they'll exploit you, because like I mentioned earlier, they've got very good halfbacks and a good fullback who look for people clocking off in defence and exploit lazy defenders or people who switched off, and they'll exploit that. They're a good side, so that's what they'll look for.
Well, they certainly did that, didn't they? Up in Newcastle at the Magic weekend against you. You got your noses in front, and then they just went bang, bang. I think it was Braley who engineered it, didn't he, with a couple of breaks down the right-hand side. But you're going to have to do something yourself with the ball, which in the last few weeks has been a bit problematic. Is that because you've been doing too much defending?
I think we have to respect possession. Yeah, I think obviously when you're completing at 50-60%, you're up against it in defence. Your energy's being zapped. You're doing more defending than the other team. They're probably feeling fresher because they're doing less defending. So it's a vicious cycle. Like I said, you have to complete high, have good field position, and that gives you then the opportunity to go and defend their very good shapes and their attacking players. And like Magic, we tried to force offloads and we didn't execute well, making errors early in the tackle count, and it burnt us in the end. They scored 2 tries in the last 10-15 minutes, and they were deserved winners because we weren't good enough.
What does the Challenge Cup mean to you, Elliot?
It means a lot. It's massive to me. I really enjoy playing in competition. It's obviously as a kid watched the finals and been to a few finals. As a kid, as a supporter, it's a massive prestigious competition, and I'm proud that I get the opportunity to play in another quarter-final of this cup. It's something I don't take for granted, and it's a massive occasion.
Well, the rewards for winning is a semi-final place, and that's just one game away from potentially being at Wembley. So you can't die wondering, can you, in this game? I think I said to Willie, it's muck and nettles. I think as an Australian, he didn't understand it, but I'm sure you'd understand what I mean.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's a massive game. We don't need any extra added motivation. It's a quarter-final of a Challenge Cup. It's do or die. You either win and you're in the semis, or you lose and you're out. And you watch everyone else play. The last 4 teams go out, and you sit there thinking you wish you were one of them teams. So we had semi-final heartbreak last year, and we don't want to experience it again.
Yeah. How much of an effect did that have on you personally?
Well, what do you mean for the rest of the year? Or
yeah, I mean, how did you take that heartbreak? Did you take it personally? Did it have an effect on you?
Yeah, of course, it's disappointing. Whenever you lose any game, you come off and you're annoyed, you're disappointed, you question your performance, you look back what you could do better, and I'm no different. In that game, we weren't at the races, and we played a Huddersfield team who won, and it just gives you, you learn from them. You learn from them occasions. We've been in semi-finals and we've not got over the line to get to a final, and then you think why? So if you're not learning from it, you're doing something wrong. So we're his own biggest. I'm my own biggest critic, and you got to analyze your own performance and be honest and learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, let's turn to you're saying about being your own biggest critic, but you can't be too critical about your form this season, which has been consistently good, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm quite happy, but I can be better. I think at the weekend probably not where I wanted to be, but I'm striving for consistency. I think that's what the best players in the competition are good every week. So yeah, I'm aiming for consistency, and I'm happy where I'm going, but I'm nowhere near a finished article, and still got more in me, and be more consistent with that. So yeah, I'm happy, but my cue's not in the rack, and I'm not sitting back and patting myself on the back. I'm going after it every week and keep improving and giving everything I've got every time I pull on the shirt.
What specifically are you talking about improvement areas?
I think all across the board it could be better. Attack, defense. Just be more involved with the ball. Make stuff happen. Defense. Like I said earlier, get good line speed. Talk to your mates. Communicate. Be aggressive. That's part of my job role, and no one's perfect, and I'm far from it. So I've got massive improvement in me.
Well, you're coming up to the stage of your career where, if you're going to maybe even think about rep honours and things like that, now's the time, isn't it?
100%, yeah, and that comes with being consistent. You can't just have 2 or 3 good games, flash in the pans, and then not do anything for 6 or 7 games, and then have another good game. It doesn't work like that. The best players play consistent 8, 9s, 10 out of 10 every week. So that's what I'm aiming for, and that comes with hard work. The effort areas in the game, I've been trying to, be big on them, big effort areas, and then on the back of that, when we've built our way into a game, then step up and deliver in offense as well. So yeah, I'm aiming. I'm made no secret. I'd love to play rec rugby, and that's what I'm aiming for. But that comes with being consistent, and that's what I'm trying to do week by week. I'm gonna break it down.
Well, with the injuries that you've had, and they're not just any old injuries, is there a weight of expectation in your own mind to step up and try and bridge that gap, if you like?
I've only had one injury. It was just the biggest one you could do. But
no, I'm talking about not your injuries. I'm talking about the injuries in the team.
No, look, my job doesn't change. I've got a big expectation of my job role within this team, and that doesn't change whether we've got two experienced halfbacks, one experienced halfback, or no experienced halfback. My job role remains the same, and I go out there and do that and do it to the best of my ability every single week. You may have to talk a little bit more and be more of a leader, but I think that just comes naturally once you're out there and you're in the heat of the battle. You get the teammates, you get each other through it, and I lean on them and they lean on me, and we all work together, and that doesn't change regardless of who's stood either side of me.
Are you a talker?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think quite quiet off the pitch, but on the field, I try and talk and organise and lead people around. But there's times when I need that, when I need someone to shout at me and tell me where to go. And but we've got that. We've got a good balance of leaders and a good group of leaders. So we all help each other.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much for your time, Elliot. Lovely to talk to you.
Cheers, mate.
Hi, Elliot. You all right?
Hi, Joe.
How are you doing? All right?
Yeah, good. Thanks. You?
Yeah, good. Just on obviously the 200th career appearance, that must have been a proud moment for you. Obviously, not the result you wanted, but a big milestone to tick individually. Yeah,
100%. Very proud to reach 200 appearances. Obviously, disappointed with the result and the performance more than anything. But yeah, personal note, yeah, extremely proud. It's sort of a moment where you look back at your first appearance, and then other ones along the way, and something to be proud of. But that's been put to bed now. I've celebrated it, and had a nice touch from the club. But I'm just ready to make the 201st appearance a good one.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was a really nice touch, wasn't it? And obviously shows how much Willie and the team and the club care, and like we've spoke about before, the unity in this group. And with all these injuries, that's probably going to be needed more than ever. Yeah,
of course. We need, like I said, you need each other. When you're out in the heat of the battle, you lean on your teammates to get you through it. And this is no different when you've got injuries. Whoever comes in, we're going to help them out, and they're going to help us out. They're going to add some fresh dynamic to us, and we're going to help them. And yeah, that's you lean on your teammates and your coaching staff, and I'm very proud to be at this club, and we've got a great staff and a very family orientated club, and yeah, we're all in it together. We're regardless of the injury situation, everyone's in it together. We're all in it together when we were winning and went on a run, and we're all in it now when we've lost 4 on the bounce.